You might have noticed how a lot of content today feels incredibly repetitive and samey. It's like everybody's making the same style, they're teaching the same things, and it's not particularly inspiring. It's like you're hearing the same points over and over again. And in this video, I'm going to talk about why this is happening and also how you can differentiate yourself as a male entrepreneur on YouTube with your personal brand. So let's get started. Very simply, the reason that it feels like a lot of content is the same is because it is. And simultaneously, because the algorithms are very good at pushing out more of the same. So you're essentially getting pushed out more of the same content repeatedly because you keep consuming more of the same content. But the original point about the content being the same is true. And the reason that this is happening is because many creators are in the exact same position. And by the way, I don't want to make this video and claim that I'm somehow wildly unique either. In fact, a lot of the time lately, I've been making content and I've looked over it again and thought, fuck, I wish I'd done that slightly differently. Like this feels quite samey too, right? And that's naturally something that you're going to navigate whilst you're building your personal brand. But one of the ways that you can get around this is you need to start taking your information from different places. It's very easy to neglect the research and the ideation side of your content creation. So the process of how you actually come up with the ideas for your content. And by the way, if you want an effective system to build out your content ideas so that you don't run out and you attract the right people, this is exactly the kind of thing that I help my clients with. I work with male entrepreneurs like yourself so that they can attract more leads and quality clients to their established businesses. If by the end of this video or you watch some of my other videos, you feel that I might be able to help you to do that, to get more leads and build a quality audience, just click the link below, watch that video there and book in a call with me and we'll see if you can help you. But pitch over. What you need to do is focus on consuming your information outside the realms of just YouTube and social media. Because if you do that, it's highly likely that the amount of ideas that you're pushing into your brain, into your mind, are just the same as everybody else who is doing a similar thing. So you end up parroting the same points over and over. So the way that you can do this is you start reading books more often. A lot of people neglect reading books. Understandably, it can be a bit of a chore. You listen to different podcasts, but also your real world experiences, meeting people and networking, jotting down the things that stood out to you, and in particular through the storytelling that you have. A lot of people at the moment, they follow frameworks with their storytelling because it's marketing focused, right? People will talk about their hero journey, they'll talk about their rags to riches story. So again, these things can start sounding quite similar. And maybe to some degree, it's also because although we are unique, we're actually pretty similar. A lot of us, there's plenty of middle-class British men in the UK who went into a corporate job like I did, hated it, realised that they could have more freedom and control over their schedule and earn more money by doing their own thing online and moved to places like Bali and Thailand, right? That's not unique. So that story in itself might seem quite repetitive, but where the things become unique is the origin that you have, right? The place that you've come from, the specific experiences that you've gone through. For example, with me, I became an influencer talking about men's issues and politics, this kind of stuff, and then realized that I didn't really want to do that anymore, right? That is something that stands out uniquely. And you will have your own unique example of this. What you don't want to do is try and replicate other people's unique stories. Just talk about your experiences, what you do, depending on where you come from, the university that you went to, the things that you studied, the jobs that you had, the partners that you had, the relationships that you did, any of these things. Just jot down these ideas, and that is going to help you to create this unique position where you don't seem as parity in the way that you're doing things. I had to swipe a few ants off my wrist. That itself could be something that's unique here. Maybe if you're filming all your content in the middle of a little jungle temple in Bali, that's going to happen, right? But these sorts of things, I'll give you another example of this. A previous client that I used to have, Matt, he was a copywriter, but he actually used to stream as well. And he had a real fascination with Pokemon. That was his unique interest. So for him, we got him to start talking about Pokemon and streaming because that's the thing that he enjoyed. That was the thing that he was truly passionate about, and it helped him to carve out his unique market position? We hear this a lot. It's a question that people have all the time is, should I niche down? Do I create my own niche? How do I do this? How do I make my niche without conflicting and building up a different audience? Well, the thing is here with your personal brand, for example, maybe you've got a personal brand that is focused around you talking about copywriting, but you are the copywriter who uses Pokemon analogies to describe how your copywriting works, or you show that as part of your personality. With that, simultaneously, what it does is it helps you to prove yourself as being a real human, right? It shows that you have interests and you're not just this sales bot that is posting out VSLs on YouTube left, right, and center. It shows the human side of you and the interests that you have. So whilst it might seem quite straightforward initially, it might take a little bit of time for you to actually just map these things out, to sit down and write down all of these different things about yourself. Another thing that you could do is you could ask GPT or whatever whatever AI you're using to prompt you to help develop your unique position and your unique story. And this is going to help you to stand out in that market. This is going to help you to make the personal brand. It puts the personal in the personal brand. And the final thing that I want to add, whilst we get into some slightly better lighting, is be cautious of falling into the trap of repeating advice that you don't actually have experience of implementing yourself. There's a whole thing at the moment where you've got a lot of people that talk from the authority position without actually having done the things that they're saying. They just think that it works because an authority figure above them has done it. A classic example of this is Hormozy. Anything that he says, you'll then hear it parroted along the line. You could reference it. You could say, you know, this is something that somebody like Hormozy is saying. But claiming these ideas as your own, this is part of the reason that it ends up being so repetitive. People, they do that and then they put a new unique mechanism name on it. Like they name the concept differently, but it's the same shit over and over again. So just be cautious of these things. Try them. If you've implemented them and they work, you could say, yeah, look, this is what I've done. This is the way that I span it. This is how I develop my own unique take on it. You know, it's a similar thing to ideas in philosophy. People elaborate on the ideas that they have. Jeremy Bentham started utilitarianism as a philosophy. Then J.S. Mill developed his own strand of it, right? But it was still under the school framework of utilitarianism. For you, with your personal branding, whatever it is you're talking about with your business, you add your own spin onto it once you've verified it and seen that it actually works. That is different to you just parroting an idea that you've heard from somebody else. And ultimately, that's what personal branding is. You documenting your experiences, your learnings, the things that failed, the things that worked, explaining why they worked, helping others to do the same thing, showing your authority, providing value, providing that human connection and that realness, showing those people that you understand them and you relate to them. And that's how you build that quality aligned audience and attract those quality clients or customers to your business. And if you are an established male business owner who wants that, if you want to get more customers and more clients, you want to build a quality community of like-minded people around you so that it serves your business and your personal goals. But for whatever reason, you're struggling to do that at the moment, we can probably help you with this. We offer a done with you service. We offer a consulting service depending on what your needs are. We've got all the things in place, the systems, the scripts, the structures. We can outsource for you the editors, whatever it is that you need. And you get the direct feedback and accountability from somebody who's built out an audience themselves of over 140,000 people across 3 platforms. So if that is something that you're interested in, feel free to reach out using the link below, and I'll see you in the next video.